up. You guys ready? I know, you guys love those young people and their ability to just do technology. All right, we're going to get warmed up. March, right foot lead. All right, guys, pick those feet up. We're going to inhale, big deep breath. And then exhale. Do that again, big deep breath. Nice. Now you're going to take it really wide. Take those feet wide. You're going to tap the toe, reach that arm up. We want to spend a couple minutes just getting our muscles warm before we pick up our weights. We're all about safety in this class. I want you to have a safe, effective workout. Now you're going to reach that. Yeah, nobody's going to get injured on my watch. Take it across the body. Good. 4, 3. Now we're going to push it forward. Now straight curl behind. Try to get your heel closer to the glute if possible. So if you ever want to come early, come at 7:30. I'm doing a core workout, and you guys can just jump in and join me for that. Especially if you can't get the dumbbells that you're looking for. If you come at 7:30, I guarantee you're going to get your weights. Okay, let's go step touch. You're going to push those arms down. So if you can't find the weights you're looking for, you can get creative. You can put 2 dumbbells in one hand. You can use a weight plate. You can use a kettlebell. All right, let's do 4, 3. Now march in here. Okay, we're going to plant the feet hip distance squat. So you're pushing those hips back. With the arms, we reach, we pull. Weight is in the heels. Your feet should be hip distance. So where your hip bones are, your ankles are directly underneath. Now when we squat, we want to make sure we're looking up at the word fitness so we don't collapse the upper body. Tuesday, how are we feeling? Are you guys starting to wake up a little bit? Okay. Waking it up. Last 4. Last 3. 2. Okay, hold that squat. Place the hands above the knees. Slowly round up. Let's roll our shoulders. We're going to pick up our heaviest dumbbells to start. And we're going to do biceps first. You guys ready? Ready for some bicep work? Okay, so we got a loose grip. You're going to lift for 2, lower for 2, left leg. So this is called an abduction. You have your elbows tucked in tight to your rib cage. And by the time we finish this set, your biceps should get tired. If the muscles don't get tired, we need to reevaluate the weight we have chosen. Okay, medium to loose grip, so you're not squeezing the dumbbell. And when you bring the arms down, we should be going 95% straight. Now let's talk about that leg lift. We call this an abduction because you're using the abductor muscle to lift the leg. You are not swinging, so it really doesn't matter how high the leg goes. What matters is the contraction. I want you to get your leg a little bit straighter, really control that movement. Okay, many of you starting to feel this in their biceps. Good job, Tuesday. Now we're going to do 2 more slow. We're going to mix things up a little bit. 1 more slow. Get ready. Tempo with the knee lift. Tempo pace. If it gets to be too hard, do 1 arm at a time. We are not swinging. And there should be no movement in your torso. So look at me from the side perspective. This is the correct way to do it. This is what we don't want. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? So don't throw your back into it. We're isolating the biceps. Okay, let's do 4 more. 4, 3. Now I'm going to ask you to dig deep with me. Ready? Slow down, left leg. Lift for 2, lower, right leg. Anybody's biceps start to talk to them a little bit. Okay. I want you to be willing to go out of your comfort zone. That's where the results are. Okay, this workout is supposed to be challenging. What doesn't challenge you doesn't change you, Tuesday. You gotta be willing to do the work. All right, scale of 1 through 10, we call that perceived exertion in the fitness industry. I want you pushing yourself to an 8.5, maybe a 9 by the end of the set. 2 more slow. You guys ready to wrap this thing up? 1 more slow. Now tempo with the knee lift. Here we go. Tempo. You have 12 reps from here. 12. Loosen up that grip. No swinging. Oh, you're going to make it. You got 8. Excellent. Can you get that knee a little bit higher? You guys are doing awesome. Last 4. 3. Elbows tucked in tight. 2. Shake it out. Biceps tighter. Yes? Okay, swap them out. Let's go regular dumbbell, tricep. So we're going to start. We're going to do a superset. You're going to tilt forward just a little bit. We lift, we lower. Now, Tuesday, I want you to keep your weight behind your hip ball. Don't let them touch your body. A superset is 2 exercises in a row for the same muscle group with no break in between. The goal of all strength training, short-term goal, is to get our muscles tired. When we do the superset, we really get the muscles tired. Anybody? You guys with me? So that's our short-term goal. Remember, if we're doing strength training and our muscles don't get tired, something has gone wrong. Usually, we choose weights that are too light. That's usually what goes wrong. 2 more like this. Okay, get ready. Next exercise, tricep overhead press. Down for 2, right knee for 2. Tuck the arms in close to your head. Dumbbells are going to disappear completely behind your head. So short-term goal, get the muscles tired. Our long-term goal for strength training is always to create and maintain lean muscle mass. There is no other way for you to create and maintain lean muscle mass. You have to do strength training. There's no pill, there's no shot, nothing like that. You gotta do the work. All right, close up that gap. You have no gap between the arms and the ears. Now, we're going to do 2 more slows. So please see how there's the balance here because we're going so slow. 1 more slow. Now we're going to go tempo 12. You still have time to make the dumbbells disappear. Almost done, you guys. 8, 7. Get those arms closer to your head. Last 4. 3, 2. Now listen. 1 more set. Slow down. Up for 2. Down for 2. Does anybody notice that it's harder when we go slower? We've taken any momentum out of the exercise. This is a good thing. You got 4 reps and you're done. Last 4. Everybody in the room is going to make it. Last 3. You're stronger than you think you are. Last 2. Get those arms closer to your head. Last 1. Does anybody feel some shaking and or burning in their upper arm? That is good. Okay, go back to your heavy dumbbells. Come up on top. Muscle fatigue is good. It doesn't feel good. All right, guys. Feet, hip distance. Look forward. Down for 2. Bring it up for 2. Back flat. Chest lifted. Add that row. Reach, row, reach, neutral. Now I'm going to show you from the side what I want your back to look like. Back flat like a table. You have to lift your chest, stick your booty out. Now look at my knees, and then look at your knees in the mirror. Use the left side mirror, you can turn to the side, use the front mirror. Your knees are only bent a tiny bit. Now bent over row. The palms are facing each other. Bring the weights to the rib cage. And make sure it's smooth, not choppy. So we're never jerking the weights around. to the glutes. This exercise we might feel more tomorrow than we do right now. We call that delayed onset of muscle soreness. Okay, let's do 2 more. Looking good. Make sure that back is flat. Last one. Carefully step down. All right, I want you guys to pick up your weight plate. How we feeling Tuesday? Now the weight plate, I want you to use a 5-pound or a 10-pound. Nobody's using the 2.5 unless you're injured or you're a toddler. That's my joke that nobody ever laughs. Thank you, Diana, for laughing. She's like, yeah, that's really funny, but I'll just laugh. Okay, so we're squatting. You brought a chair with you today. It's imaginary. And you're sitting your booty in the chair. Show me your squat with your bottom down and your chest up. Perfect. Now take the dumbbell over to the outside of the lower left leg. Touch that lower left leg. Right leg, that's the right leg. And then take it over to the left. Pause. 4 counts. Ready? Sit for 2. Lift for 2. So as you reach over to the left, I want you to pretend like you're trying to give that weight plate to the person to your left. It's a big stretch. So I'm trying to give it to Oliver, but I gotta really reach for Oliver. Just way over to the left. Good job, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything we do in this class, we count to 4, and we're following a slow cadence. Research tells us that strength training is safer and more effective when done slowly, particularly between 126 and 130 beats per minute. It's very technical. You don't have to know all the technical stuff. That's what I get paid the big bucks for. And that was another joke. You guys are like, your jokes are falling short. Okay, so right leg abduction. You're not swinging, it's a strong lift. Every time you squat, I want you to pretend like the chair just got a little lower. Is anybody working hard yet? Is anybody out of their comfort zone? That's where we want to be. Now I want you to embrace that discomfort. Embrace it. All right, you guys. 2 more. Yes, you're gonna make it. Last one. Now we're gonna hold that squat. Get low, head up, chest up, baby pulses up. You're gonna lift the weight plate 1 inch, no more than that. Waist being your heels. Now, if we're doing this correctly, our quads should be telling us something. Good job. All right. Remember, feet hip distance. If you're not sure, touch your hip bone. Line up with your knees. Hip distance. Okay, hold it. Hands above the knees. Slowly round up. Back to heavy. And then to the other side with that atlas movement. Okay. Deadlift. Second set. Heavy weights. We're going to drop for 2. Bring it up for 2. Back flat. Chest lifted. Bent over row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is really important. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy is our official fan person. You're doing a great job with that. Okay, so when we do our deadlift, we are not arching the back. I'm going to show you guys the wrong way to do this. So check this out. You want to hurt your back? Do this. You see what I'm doing wrong? I'm exaggerating. Yeah, this is correct. This is neutral. Be very careful with your lower back. Everything that we're doing here right now is going to help strengthen your low back. However, if your form is sloppy, you could hurt yourself. So, I'm a broken record when it comes to form. I'm going to tell you the same thing over and over. Neutral spine position at the top. Because I care about you guys not getting injured. It is really important. There goes the balloons. It is really important to me that you get a safe Like I'm trying to give it to Paulette, but she's out of my reach. So really make that an effort. Now let's talk about the steps to set yourself up for success for your workout. It starts the day before. How much water did you drink yesterday? Think about that. Are you adequately hydrated? Let's talk about your dinner Tuesday. What did you eat for dinner? And the main question is, was it real food? Real food in its natural form that didn't come out of a package or a fast food window? Everybody with me? Okay. Your sleep. Now I know you're probably thinking, come on, Kathy, I can't control my sleep. You can't control your sleep, but you can control your sleep hygiene. Who's with me? So with all of our gadgets and our electronics, we have to be intentional about shutting that stuff off. You know, our ancestors 200 years ago didn't have to worry about that. When it got dark, it got dark. They might have had a lantern, but they went to bed. So you gotta turn that stuff off. That helps to turn your brain off. And when you have bright lights, it messes with your melatonin production in the brain. So have a bedtime ritual. All right, good job, guys. How about this morning? Did you hydrate when you woke up this morning? Yes. Hopefully we had some breakfast. We're putting some fuel in the tank. This is a tough workout. You are asking a lot of your body. So we need to have some fuel. Last two. Yes, you can. Here it is. One more. Nice work, you guys. Hold that squat. Hold it. Now this time, you're going to hold the weight plate. You're going to hold your squat. You're going to lift your right heel up, your left heel up. Stay low. By definition, we have to have our knees bent. So check this out. You guys keep on. Now squat. This is a pretend squat. Here's my squat. Good. Now keep looking at the word fitness. Watch what happens from the side when I look down. Do you guys see what I just did there? Look what happened to my upper body. Now I'm going to look up. Big difference. All right, last four. Pull that navel in. Last three. You lift your heels higher. Two. Okay, hands above the knees. Slowly round up. Pick up your regular dumbbells and get one of your gliders. Okay, who's having a little fun? You guys are like, this isn't fun. Okay, take your glider, put your left toes on the glider. Now bring it in. We're gonna lunge for two, bring it in for two. You can do this at home with a paper plate, as long as you have some hardwood floor or tiled floor. Okay, Tuesday, who's excited to add upper body to this? Okay. I think Pam just said no. Diana was like, yeah, let's do it. Lateral raise. So it's right arm only to the height of the shoulder. Now listen, remember we talked about earlier, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you. I want you to make sure you get that left knee nice and low. You guys look strong. Nice job. So, if it gets to be too hard, you can do this lunge stationary with no glider. Now we're going to get to a pretty big number. I'm not going to tell you what the number is until we're done. That's always the best way to do it, right? We take my cycle class. Sometimes we do big, long hills. We got a song by Van Halen that's 7 minutes. But I never tell the class until the song is over. Hey, you just climbed a 7-minute hill. Because if I tell you that ahead of time, people are probably going to leave. Right? Like, I'm not doing that. Okay, get your arm 95% straight. You got this. Come on. How we doing, everybody? slower. You were made to do this. Everybody in the room has 666 muscles. I want you to use those muscles. Use them or lose them. That's how muscle works. Okay. 6 more and you're done. Yes, you can. Great job. Last 4. Get that left knee lower. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. 45 lunges done. We would have done 50, but I gotta watch the time. Okay. Alright. Don't worry, we'll just sit down the other way. Okay, back exercise. We're gonna open it for 2, close it for 2. I am tilting forward slightly. Now we're going to add legs to this. Right leg, here we go. So it's a strong rear lift, left leg. So in this class, we do what's called compound movements. That's a fancy way of saying we're working the upper body and the lower body together. That allows us to be very efficient, and in 30 minutes time, we can finish the workout, and we've covered all of the major muscles in the body. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. If somebody tells you that, they're just wrong. It's all about the intensity and the efficiency of the workout. Does that make sense to everybody? So I can hang out on the treadmill for an hour, just going really slow, reading my book, scrolling Instagram, or I can jump on the treadmill for 30 or 40 minutes and do high intensity intervals and crush it. Not reading my book, not scrolling Instagram. You shouldn't be doing any of that stuff when you do your cardio. Your cardio should be so intense that you're like, I gotta put my phone down. All right, guys, 2 more. Yes, you can. Get those arms a little straighter. 1 more. Now listen. No legs, tempo. 12 and you're done. If it's too hard, go to 1 arm at a time. 10. Almost. 8. Can you get your arms a little straighter? 6. Yes, you can. Last 4. 3. 2. Last 1. Roll the shoulder. Is anybody feeling muscle fatigue? Okay. Repeat after me. You say muscle fatigue is good. What am I doing? Don't put those weights down. Over 50 moment. Muscle fatigue is good. All right. I know it doesn't feel good. We're uncomfortable, but it's 1 hour of your whole day. All right. Back to the glider. Right foot on. We're going to lunge for 2. Bring forward for 2. See, now I can count. So you guys know how many we're doing. All right, palms facing the back. Nice job. We're going to go front deltoid raise. That was 5. Only 40 to go. Now take it only to the forehead, no higher. How's everybody feeling? Mentally tough, physically strong. You're going to make it. I want you to tell yourself, when you come into this room, I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to make it. Yeah? Because unfortunately, the mind can sabotage the workout. Does that ever happen to anybody? You got 30 to go. Almost done, you guys. Come on. We'll break it down into 10. Maybe that's not helpful. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Never mind. Okay. Never mind. Speaking of mentally tough, but if you've ever done anything challenging physically, like I'm just going to use my example of running the San Diego Rock Crawl Marathon. When I trained for that marathon, I was physically ready to run 26.2 miles. I knew I could do it because in my training I ran 23 miles. If you're running 23 miles, you can definitely run 26. You guys tracking with me? But when I got to the race, at about mile 21, they actually have in San Diego, you do this race, they have a giant blow-up wall, and it says the wall. It's a real thing, right, Paula? Paulette's over there going, oh yeah, my marathon runners are tracking. So I get to mile 21 and my brain, not my body, my brain said, I think it's time to quit. And I was like, what the heck? Where did that come from? You've run far enough. Let's just stop. That's good enough. 21 miles, I mean, that's a long way. All right, guys, almost done. So I had to keep pushing, because I was like, I am not quitting with 5 miles to go. That is ridiculous. All right, so the mind is so powerful, but it goes both ways. It can help us, or it can sabotage us. So I want you to tell yourself, I am strong, I got 10 lunges, and then I'm done. Everybody in the room is going to finish. You are stronger than you think you are. Who thinks we can do 6 more lunges because we're having fun? Okay, get that right and get a little bit lower. Last 5. Don't get hit with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 3, 2, 3, 4. Last 2, 2, 3, 4. Last 1. Oh, shake it out. Amazing job, you guys. All right, we are going to quickly get our mat. Put your mat with your step like a capital T. We've worked every major muscle group except for the chest. So this is where we do push-ups, and everybody's really excited to do push-ups. And I'm going to share some great information about muscles while we do our push-ups. Yay! All right, so you're going to come down. You're on your knees or your toes. Give myself a little bit more room here. All right, guys. Who's concerned about bone health and bone density? I'm going to share some things about muscle and bone. Knees or toes, you're going to drop for 2, push it up. This is an excellent book by Dr. Gabrielle Lyon called Forever Strong. So she says, you will reach your peak bone mass between age 25 and 30. Is anybody in the room over the age of 30? I'm thinking the answer is no, because you guys all look so youthful, because you've been doing strength training. Bone health is determined in large part by muscle strength and communication between these organ systems, so meaning muscle. There is a clear positive correlation between lean body mass and bone density. So there's a great study she cites in +1 Public Library of Science. Really good research about strength training and bone density. 2 more, we're going to take a break. 1 more. All right, drop it down. Some people, like, that doesn't get their attention. They're like, yeah, who cares about my bones? How about your metabolism? That usually gets people's attention. Okay, can we do 1 more set of push-ups while I tell you about your metabolism? Somebody's like, no. Okay. All right. You're on your knees or your toes. Drop, push it up. So, for every pound of muscle you have, your body's burning about 10 calories per pound. Okay, that's muscle. When you have fat is way less efficient. It burns about 2 calories per pound. So think about that. Muscle burns about 5 times the calories that fat burns. Everybody's like, sign me up. How do I get the muscle? You got to strength train. Last 4, you're doing great. 3, 2, drop it down. You are done with strength training. Way to go, everybody. Okay, we're ready for some yoga. So for yoga, you're going to keep your steps, because the next class uses our steps. We're going to take our shoes off. You need your mat, towel, water. We're going to do some side planks today, so I highly recommend taking a yoga block or 2 in the morning from the closet. A lot of people tell me that side plank hurts their wrist. The solution is yoga block. If you have wrist issues in general, take 2 yoga blocks. Okay. Diana, how's our lighting? Are we going to be able to see that on the video?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good, you have enough paint on you.
Perfect, perfect. All right, thank you. And remember, guys, if you can't make it to class, the YouTube channel should be up and running. I'll give you guys all the info about it. So if you're on vacation, if you're working, you just do it at home. Do it on vacation. Who's going on a cruise? Catherine, is that you? Catherine's going to take me with her on the cruise.
Not really. All right. She's like, actually, I'm not taking you. I'm just doing a workout. All right, we're going to come down to all fours to start. Make sure you got a little water. Now we're going to do what's called the spinal balance. So we're going to take the right arm, extend it forward, and then the left leg extends back behind you. You are pulling your navel in towards the spine, looking straight down at your mat. Now change sides. Let's extend the left arm, right leg. Fingers are spread out wide like starfish on the mat. Now you're going to turn this into a flow. So we're just reaching opposites. Fingertips reach to the front of the room. Your toes reach towards the back wall. Keep looking down at the mat so you don't strain your neck. You want to maintain a neutral spine position, and you have a straight line between your head, your neck, and your spine. Now let's do that one more time each side. And then when you finish, you're coming back to all fours. We will cross the big toes over each other and sit back into child's pose. Good time to take water if you need it. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Now let's make our transition. We're going extended child to down dog. Keep your hands and feet right where they are. Curl the toes under. Press the hips back, looking at your feet. We're framing the head with the arms, and the tailbone reaches up to the sky. Inhale, lift your heels away from the mat. Exhale, slowly lower. And again, inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Be very careful that you're not forcing your heels down. We want to be good to the Achilles tendons. Now we're going to do that one more time as we lift and lower. And then just hold your Adho Mukha down dog. This is an energizing pose. Really good to do first thing in the morning. You bring fresh oxygenated blood into your brain, and it just kind of helps with that mental alertness. Now on the inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee, open up the hip, turning that hip out to face the right, and we are gently looking under the right arm. Bring the awareness to the left foot. Try not to force that heel down. Now we bring the hips square to the mat, step the right foot forward. See if you can get that foot as close to the front edge of the mat as possible. Take your time, come up to a high lunge. And now warrior two, hips come up slightly. Left foot turns out 10 to 15 degrees. Bend your right knee 90 degrees. And you're looking over the front fingers. So alignment check. We're going to glance down, make sure we're using almost the entire length of the mat. Your right heel is lining up with the left arch, kind of that midpoint of the foot. And then you can take a quick look in the left side mirror, make sure your right knee is truly bent at 90. Slow transition, let's straighten the right leg, tipping over into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand resting on the lower right leg, left arm reaches up. If your flexibility is limited, place the yoga block inside the lower right leg. Put your hand on that block. Now rebend your right knee. Place the forearm on the thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. If you have a bad back, you should stay here. Second option, a little more challenging, you can take your right hand to your left wrist. Both arms completely straight. And we're looking down at the right knee. Make sure that knee is still bent at 90. That's going to take some effort. effort. It is normal for the right leg to start to fatigue here. Inhale, come back, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, torso shift only to reverse warrior. Left hand resting on the back of the left leg or the sacrum. Looking up at your right hand. Right arm can be bent or straight. Now we inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Pull the right foot back. Here we are in down dog, alternate heel presses. Take a moment to bicycle out. Now we're coming forward to plank. We're going to go into our yoga push-ups. These are really challenging. So if you're having a hard time, I want you to drop your knees, looks like this. So the first step for our yoga push-ups is to make sure your wrists are directly under the shoulders, and then to internally rotate the elbows. I'm going to do that again, make sure you saw me. Internally rotate the elbows. Come down to chaturanga, whole body hovers. Exhale, we push back up to plank. It's like a tricep push-up. Now we're going to hover in chaturanga. Exhale, we push back up without arching the back. We're going to hover. Exhale, push. If you're struggling, drop your knees. And we hover. Exhale, push. No arch in the back. 2 more times. We hover. Exhale, we push. Last time here, we hover. Exhale, push. Drop your knees. And let's take full posture, child's pose. Hands on top of feet, forehead on the mat. So try not to get discouraged if that's hard for you. Just keep coming to class. The more strength training we do, the stronger those muscles will get. But remember, your muscles are already a little tired right now. Let's go transition extended child, moving to down dog when you are ready. Curl the toes under, press the hips back. So the yoga push-up is different than the regular push-up we just did because it's primarily triceps. Inhale, lift that left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the left knee. Open up the hip, turning that hip out to face the left. And we are gently looking under the left arm. Careful that you're not forcing the right heel down. We're being mindful of that Achilles tendon, but we're still getting a really nice stretch for the soleus, the gastrocnemius. Now bring the hips square to the mat, step the left foot forward. Pause, take your time coming up. And now we go to warrior 2. Hips come up slightly, right foot turns out 10 to 15 degrees. Bend your left knee 90 degrees. So the goal here, whether I'm 5 feet tall or 6 feet tall, is to get my left foot to be way up at the front of my mat and my right foot to be way back. So people always think it has to do with leg length, but it's really about getting that big separation. Now your left knee should be bent at 90. We don't have a mirror on the right side of the room. So we're using our body awareness. I'm just gonna bend my knee a little bit more to make sure I go into that deep 90-degree bend. Transition, straighten your left leg. Let's tip over into Trikonasana. Left hand resting on the lower left leg, right arm reaches up. We are making the shape of a triangle with our legs. If your hamstrings are tight, you won't have a perfect triangle, and that is okay. We're practicing yoga. Rebend your left knee, place the forearm on the thigh, right arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Remember, if you have a bad back, stay here for support. Option to take your left hand to the right wrist. Both arms completely straight. We're glancing down to check on that left knee. Make sure the knee is bent at 90. When the leg gets tired, it starts to automatically, I'll show you guys what happens, I'm going to exaggerate. It starts to do this. But it's very kind of subtle. So we want to go a little deeper into that bend. Now we inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale to reverse warrior. Right hand, rest in the back of the right leg or the sacrum. Looking up at your left hand, left arm can be bent or straight. And now we inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, pull the left foot back. Here we are in down dog, alternate heel presses. Take a moment to bicycle out. Now we're coming forward to plank. We're gonna drop down onto our forearms with the palms facing up and the elbows directly under the shoulders. Check to make sure your body's in a straight line, so you're not hiking your hips up, nor are you sagging your hips down. Gravity is trying to pull the abdominal muscles down towards the floor. Make sure you are contracting by pulling that navel in towards your spine. The breath is constant and steady. We try to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, using that ujjayi breath. Now drop the knees, cross big toes over each other, and we're resting in child's pose. So you get to choose either extended child, or you may place your hands on top of your feet. You're sipping water throughout the practice. Now making our transition, let's go extended child to down dog. Pressing the hips back, you're looking at your feet. Inhale as you lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Pause, come up slowly so you don't get dizzy. Remember, your yoga practice should never make you dizzy. If you're dizzy, you're probably moving too fast, or you forgot breakfast, or both. Which is not good. Neither one of those are good. So we're going to do some balance, and we are going to add some movement. We call this dynamic balance. So index fingers pressing together. You're going to reach, this is over the knee pose, trying to get your fingertips to the front ear. We're twisting to the right. Now you can look to the right or not. Speaking of getting dizzy, some people just get dizzy easily. So it doesn't matter. You can look over there or just do your twist and stay facing looking forward. Now come back to center, find your focal point. Left knee is going to drive forward. You're flexing that left foot. Now everybody touch your belly button. The knee needs to be higher than your navel. Gravity is going to try to do this with the leg. You've got to use your leg strength to get that knee higher. Your right knee is bent. If you lose your balance, you just try again. Now we're stepping back to the lunge. Really reach for the back edge of the mat. We go over the knee pose. We twist to the right. We can look there or not. Doesn't matter. We come back to center. Left knee comes forward. The breath here is crucial. I want you to try to use that ujjayi breath. And now we're stepping back to the lunge. It is normal for your right leg to fatigue. If it gets to be really tired, give yourself permission to stop. You can take a break, shake that leg out, and then come right back to it. I don't want you to quit. I don't want you to give up. Muscle fatigue is normal. Stepping back to the lunge. This is very challenging after you've already done strength training. So give yourself grace. Back to center. Left knee comes forward. Really normal to feel kind of unsteady as well. Now we're going to do that one more time. We carefully step back. And we're twisting to the right. Back to center. Last time with the balance. We are building bone density through that right leg, which is really good news. Also, we're reducing our chance of falls when we practice balance. Carefully step back to the lunge. Bring the hands down. Keep your left hand down. Reach the right arm up. We're going to come to our supported twisted lunge. Turning the torso to face the right. So there's really good research about yoga and falls, particularly in people over the age of 60. That's kind of the population they've studied mostly. But you're going to greatly reduce your chance of a fall, that could be life-changing. All right, bring that right hand down, pull the right foot back. Here we are in down dog. Alternate heel presses. Take a moment to just bicycle out. You're going to bend one knee, gently drop that opposite heel. So what the research shows is the more we practice balance and we improve our balance, we're going to have those moments where we trip over stuff, or like the rug slips, in the bathroom or something. But the difference is we're going to catch ourselves. we won't end up on the floor. And that's, like I said, life-changing. All right, coming forward to plank, knees or toes, elbows tucked in tight. Chaturanga, hover, up dog, tops of the feet, press back to down dog. Let's do that again. This time I'm going to show you how to modify. Coming forward to plank, your knees are on the floor if you're modified. Chaturanga, I'm doing cobra. Instead of up dog, whole front side of the body touching the floor, press back to down dog. Now let's try to do 3 more or 4 more. You're going at your pace. And when you finish, drop your knees and rest in child's pose. You don't have to do 3 or 4 more. Listen to your body. We want the yoga practice to be challenging but doable. So if your body's telling you to rest, just go to child's pose. Honor that. Keep your elbows tucked in really close to the rib cage. Even if you are super, super strong in the upper body, if your elbows are sticking out, you're going to get stuck in chaturanga. Everyone will finish at a different time. Remember, you've got that option to place your hands on top of your feet if your shoulders are really tired. We are moving now, extended child, some of you are already there, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. We are pressing the sit bones back, looking at our feet. Inhale as you lift your left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Pause, keep your head up, come up slowly to the lunge. Index fingers pressing together. We're going to go to over the knee pose. Twisting to the left. You can look there or not. Doesn't really make any difference. Come back to center. Find your focal point. We're going to drive that right knee forward. Flex your right foot. Left knee stays bent. Make sure your knee is higher than your navel. And again, don't let gravity push that leg down. You're going to lift it up a little higher. Check that posture. Now we're stepping back to the lunge. Your goal is to reach for the back edge of the mat. Reaching forward, we're twisting to the left. Come back to center, find your focal point, drive that right knee forward. We are breathing. Make sure you're not unconsciously holding that breath. Carefully step back to the lunge. That's why I'm always cueing you to listen to your breath. Really pay attention to that. Right knee forward. The Ujjayi breath is very noisy, so you can definitely hear yourself carefully stepping back. Best time to practice breathing in through the nose, out through the nose is when you're at home doing nothing else. Get comfortable with that breath pattern. Flexing that right foot, left knee is bent. Carefully step back to the lunge. And again, that muscle fatigue is normal. The good news is the more we practice balance and the more we strength train, we're going to feel that fatigue. I feel it after 33 years of doing this, but it's not, it's kind of reduced a little. We're getting stronger. Let's do that one last time. So last round right here. See if you drop that right knee a little bit lower. Final time balancing here. Stand up really tall, check that posture. Now we step back to the lunge, bring the hands down, keep your right hand down, turn and look to the left, reach that left arm up, supported twisted lunge. Your left knee should be tracking over your ankle. That means the knee is not going beyond the toes, but it's directly over the ankle. Now bring that left hand down, pull the left foot back. Here we are in down dog, alternate heel presses. Take a moment to bicycle out. And now we're coming down to all fours. We're gonna move into a shoulder stretch called the knot, K-N-O-T. So the right palm is facing up. We're gonna slide that right arm under the left. Right ear is resting on the mat. Walk the left fingertips forward. keep walking those fingertips forward until you get to your furthest point. You can't go any farther. Left arm is completely straight. Your bottom's kind of sticking up in the air. Stretching the left side latissimus dorsi and the right side deltoid. Now place your left hand under the shoulder. Use that arm to help you back to all fours. The left palm is facing up. We're going to slide that left arm under the right. Left ear is resting on the mat. Walk the right fingertips forward. Keep going until you get to that furthest point. Right arm is completely straight. Checking in with the breath. Never holding your breath. And now we place that right hand under the shoulder. Use your right hand to help you up to simple sitting. We're going to swing those legs out in front. So we're coming to our wide angle seated posture. We want this to feel comfortable. So you shouldn't feel like you're straining your adductors. So a nice comfortable posture here. You might need your towel or your yoga strap. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lean into the right, but look up at your left hand. So if you can't reach the foot, you're going to take your towel or strap, wrap it around that foot. So I'm looking up at my left hand, but I'm trying to bring my torso closer to my right thigh. Now turn and look at the right foot. We're going to reach both hands for the foot and we're folding over that right leg. Pay attention to your breathing. So if you hold your breath, the muscles will tighten up. We don't want that. So it's a constant, steady breath. Bringing the forehead a little closer to the knee. And now we release. Let's come back to center. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, we're leaning to the left, looking up at the right hand. So once again, if you can't reach, you're going to use that towel or strap. See if you can get your torso just a little closer to the left thigh. Now we turn and look at the foot, both hands reaching for that left foot, and we're folding over the left leg. Upper back should be rounding. Now we release. Let's come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, just bringing the forearms down, and then you're going to listen to your body. So from this point, if it feels right for you to go a little deeper, you may do that. But as soon as it feels like a strain, I want you to back out by maybe an inch or so. It should feel like a gentle but deep stretch. We want to be very careful with our adductors. The muscles are warned this is safe to do, but you still have to listen to your body. Shake the legs out. We're going to go into boat pose, which is a core strengthener. I've given you three options for both. The first option is fingertips pointing towards your body. Legs are in tabletop and the chest is lifted. So when your legs are in tabletop, you've got the knees over the hips. This is option number one. If you have a bad back, you should stay here. Second option, we're going to reach the arms out. It's going to be a little harder because we're not supporting the back. Keep the chest lifted, crown of the head up to the ceiling. Third option, this is going to be harder. Our legs are straight and we're at a 45-degree angle with those legs. Make sure you're not collapsing the upper body. So if you're in option number one, I want you to stay here with that support. If you're in option 2 or 3, we're going to move the arms. So we reach out, we lift up, we go forward and pause. We go out, lift up, forward and pause. Now out, lift up, reach forward and pause. 2 more times. We go out, we lift up, reach forward. Last one, we go out and up and forward. Now bring those legs down. We will inhale, exhale, counter stretch, seated, forward fold. So if I can't reach my feet, I'm gonna take my towel, just like this, wrap it around the feet, use the towel as an extension. Upper back is rounding, bringing my forehead a little closer to the knees. Now take your time as you come down onto your back. We're gonna bring the legs straight up in the air. Take your right leg, cross it on top of the left, like you're making it upside down. I guess that's a 4. Clasp your hands behind your left knee, and you are very gently bringing the legs a tiny bit closer to your torso. So we're not pulling on the legs. The left foot is relaxed, so it's not flexed, you're not pointing the toes, you're just kind of letting that foot relax. We should be feeling a deep stretch through the right hip and the left hamstring. And again, not pulling on the leg, but maybe a 1/2 inch closer towards your body. Now release, let's cross the left leg on top of the right, clasp your hands behind your right knee, and very gently, maybe a 1/2 inch, take those legs a little closer to the torso. Let that right foot relax. You can even kind of roll the ankle a little bit if that feels right for you. Most people have one hip that's tighter. That is very normal. This is a good time for you to put your layers back on because we can't control the temperature of the room. It's way cooler in here than I would like it to be. Okay, let's release happy baby. Bringing your hands to the insides of the feet, soles of the feet looking up at the ceiling. You can add a rocking motion if you wish. And now we bring our feet to the mat. Let's extend the legs out straight, coming to corpse pose. Feet a little wider than hips. Reach your arms out to your sides. Palms facing up. You may cover your eyes with your towel or just close your eyes. And now we rest. On the inhale, we bring the knees into the chest, hugging those knees in. Exhale, holding onto the knees, we begin to make small circles, massaging out the lower back. Pausing in the center, let's reverse the direction of the circle. Pausing in the center, reach your arms straight out to your sides. Let your knees fall to the left as you turn your head to the left, to the right. And now we inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, taking the knees over to the right, turn your head to the left, spinal twist. Now we roll over onto the right side of the body in a fetal position. Placing your hands on the mat, let's use the arms to slowly, carefully help ourselves up, coming up to a comfortable seated posture. Gently drape the hands over the knees. Let's drop the chin to the chest. Take your head in a semi-circle only. Just going from one side to the next. Make sure you're not throwing your head back. And now we're pausing in the center, looking straight ahead. We soften the gaze, releasing the arms. Let's inhale and exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, think of one thing you are thankful for. Exhale, namaste. Thank you, everyone. Good job today. Hope to see you all back on Thursday. We'll have the same format, but a different workout. I hope you feel better than you felt when you got here.